lost million-dollar deals because they didn't understand the culture, not just the language, but the culture of their clients or potential clients.
And if you don't have someone in a decision-making authority that's pointing that out and that's pointing out how to effectively reach out to that community, it's not going to happen.
If we are going to maximize the value we create, maximize the price of our stock, we have to be sensitive to distributing a product and service to as wide a customer base as possible. It can't be a homogeneous customer base, or we will really suboptimize.
This is not something that's being imposed by government regulation or something that we believe we are doing merely because it is a social issue or the right thing to do. It is all of those things as well, but fundamentally, the reason to put time, attention, and resources to this initiative is because it's critical and important for our business.
The Diversity Task Force was put together to define the strategies for the company as a whole.
We need to really now start practicing diversity and living diversity in our day-to-day life. You know, it's nice to communicate to the people, it's nice to tell them what to do, what the expectations are. How do we really measure that they're following what we are telling them to do?
We have to recognize that whether we like it or not, there are still people in this company who are hostile to this idea. They would also suggest that they don't discriminate against anybody, but they really don't want to have to do this.
It doesn't just talk about African Americans, Hispanics, Asians, or Latinos. It talks about rich people. It talks about poor people. It talks about overweight people, thin people, short people. You know, where else have we heard those kinds of descriptors being considered in a diversity initiative?
As a lesbian employee within the company, I'd like to see the company progressing in making sure people understand the message that it is okay to be yourself, whether you're black, white, lesbian, gay, male, disabled, or whatever your category, that's acceptable, and we will take and value you and what you have to offer the company and help promote your success, my success within the company.
Physical disability isn't as disabling as the perceptions of others. I am who I am in part because of my blindness, but not in spite of it.
Regardless of the skin color, background, age, disability of an individual, there's still a responsibility of each individual to be proactive in his or her own inclusion. It's not enough for the company to provide a particular set of tools to make that easier. The other side of the equation is that the individual needs to seek and want to be included.
To me, diversity in itself is not necessarily a strength unless we utilize it, and we utilize it properly. Because diversity, to me, is a fact of life.
To me, diversity means just including everyone and treating every person, regardless of who they are, with dignity and respect.
To me personally, it means an openness and a willingness to listen to what people have to say, regardless of how they might look or how they might speak.
For Asians to make similar contributions as corporate leaders, as they have as workers, as engineers, as scientists, that's what I hope diversity will mean for Asian Americans here at Bank of America.
Being very inclusive and understanding that the people who work for you are not necessarily all like you, nor do they necessarily aspire to be like you. It's an enriched environment that includes everyone who is highly qualified. That's diversity.
I can be worry-free. No other bank can give such security. Bank of America, Bank on America, helping to meet my needs. Bank of America.